Hi, Glenn Twiddle here again, and welcome to another instalment and another chat, as informal as it may be, regarding how to get started in real estate, some of the principles in real estate, or if you're already in real estate, how to get to those next levels. And I wanted to just start off with a discussion on customer service. And I talk about this a fair bit in my training that I do at the Real Estate Institute of Queensland, the REIQ, some personal training with some consultants and some businesses that consult and get me in. And that's the question of this customer service. And I tell you, as real estate people, we are miles behind the eight ball. And I want to give you an example for the next few minutes. I went and saw this professional speaker. His name was Peter, and he's a champion bloke. Pete, if you're ever watching this, mate, I love quoting you on this one. He was talking about a business called Lexus. And for you who may or may not know, Lexus is a prestige car, and Pete was going to buy either a BMW or a Mercedes. That's what he was going to buy. And he dropped in at the Lexus showroom just to check up and see if, I guess, Beamer and Mercedes were how they were on price, sort of thing. And I'm guessing if you guys are real estate salespeople, from time to time you might have been the check-up agent where you're called in, not because you've got a chance of listing that property, but you're called in just to make sure that the agents of choice that they've got are actually right on price. So that's what Lexus were to Pete. So I want to talk about, because we're hearing all about customer service in the industry, and we're hearing about it more and more and more, and all these businesses are winning customer service awards. And some of the examples I've used, some banks and some, telecommunications companies and things, they're winning these customer service awards, and then they're leaving, well, I can only speak for me, but they're leaving me on hold. I remember once I was sitting there typing a complaint letter while I was on hold to one of the major banks, and I was on hold for like 3/4 of an hour, while I was typing out my letter saying, we're not receiving the service. We're spoken to by a computer. If we can ever get on to a person, and then that person can hardly help us, and often they're outsourced and overseas anyway. And I'm just hearing about this word customer service more and more, and receiving it less and less. But this business called Lexus, they're not talking about their customer service, they're just doing it. And I urge you, go and test these guys, because I did. When I heard Pete tell that story, I went and tested these guys. And what Pete said was absolutely true, is I was greeted, I walked in, and first thing you notice is first impressions were exceptional. Marble floors, just immaculately shiny showroom, beautiful, and this, as politically incorrect as it may be, beautiful woman comes up, greets us and says, "Thanks for choosing Lexus, look, thanks for visiting, just give us a second, the salesperson will be with you in a minute." So then the salesperson trots over. And instead of it being really the cliched salesperson, "Can I help you? You want to take a test drive," or whatever, this guy must have been trained brilliantly, because he just said something to the effect of, and I don't remember the exact words, but "Thanks for visiting Lexus, and I appreciate your time. Before we get to all the test drive and we check out the car and stuff, is it okay," so he's asking permission, "is it okay if I just show you what our facility is like? Because we're really proud of it." So, of course, that was the reason I was there, so of course I gave him permission. I was there not to see Lexus for cars, I was there to see Lexus for customer service excellence. So, anyway, off we trot. And first thing we go through is, he says, "If you just walk through here, this is our boardroom." And our boardroom, and at the time I was shopping for boardroom furniture for our business. So the first thing you know is you walk into this boardroom, it's immaculate. I mean, the board table, it would have cost a fortune. The chairs, there's a multimedia projector hanging from the roof with all the facilities to plug in, PowerPoint presentations, coffee facilities, the works. And the guy says, "This is our boardroom, it's available for Lexus owners, completely free of charge, just book it in with Sylvia," or whatever the lady's name was. "Just book the boardroom, and it's there free of charge for Lexus owners." And here I was, pricking my ears, I'm thinking, not bad. So anyway, and he says, "But if you just walk through this way," and he wanders through, and he says, "This is our coffee shop with European coffee." He says, "This, if maybe some of our owners wanted to do business in a less formal setting, or just come in and grab a coffee or whatever, it's all part of the deal as Lexus owners. It's free of charge. They got the cakes, they got the carrot cake, all the cakes and all the European coffees, and it's all just part of the deal."
So I'm sitting there thinking, not bad. So we wander through, and he takes us into their merchandising room. He says, well, this is our merchandise room. We've got golf clubs and hats and all the kit and caboodle. Some of them have a cost to it, of course. But then he says, but if you look on this wall, and here's a DVD collection that makes mine look cod ordinary. I mean, I've got a great DVD collection, and here is one that makes mine look like, you know, it is literally packed. And he says, look, as a Lexus owner, just come on in, grab as many DVDs as you want, bring them back whenever you want. It's just part of the service. So, but if you walk this way, and then he pulls out a little swipe card, and he swipes it through this other door, and he takes you into a lounge. And he says, this is our lounge for Lexus owners, and what you get as Lexus owners now is you can, and he very cleverly segued from saying Lexus owners get to you get. I thought, very clever. So he says, what you get, and we had some boys in here looking at the big screen. They've got a big screen TV on the wall. Some of the guys were in here the other night watching the Wallabies rugby team play and so on. They've got the bar facilities. Over in the corner, they've got 3 of those chairs. You know those chairs at the airport that you've got to put $2 in and they'll give you a massage? Well, 3 of those are there, of course. You don't need the $2. This is our lounge area. You know, he goes on to say, this is our lounge area with all these facilities, all available for you. You know, again, it's part of the deal. So if you would just walk through this way, full-size snooker table with autographed sporting memorabilia all over the walls. Again, attached to the same bar facilities and all available for use for you as a Lexus owner, you know, and I'm thinking this guy is very good. So then we wander down, he introduces us to Phil, the service manager. And he says, this is Phil, he'll be in charge of servicing your Lexus after, you know, from time to time as it needs it. And Phil goes on to explain that what they'll do is they will find you anywhere in Brisbane or the greater Brisbane area. They'll just find you. They will come, give you a Lexus, give you a replacement Lexus, take yours back and service it, come and find you wherever you are, and once the service is done, and give you back your Lexus and take back theirs to completely save you from any inconvenience. And I've since heard, in telling this story to salespeople from time to time, that Lexus will now find you wherever you are. Your car will actually book itself in, and then they'll just ring you up, confirm. When it needs the service, it will make the contact itself from the car. I haven't had that confirmed yet, but that's what a Lexus owner since has told me. So, man, these guys are good. And then they pour through and they say, oh, just, and past there is our fully equipped gym. So you can save $500 a year on your gym membership. And it was at that stage that Pete, my mate, bought a Lexus. He didn't even get near the car. He didn't take it for a test drive. He then and there bought a car. Now, if you think about, now they're not on TV saying, oh, we are so good at customer service. No, they're just doing it. They're creating raving fans, as I like to call it. So what can we do as real estate agents do to compete with that sort of customer service? Well, not that we're competing, because I tell you what, you look at the average real estate agent who says that they provide excellent client and customer service. I tell you, some of the good ones, some of the really good ones, it'll be a 50-cent Christmas card once a year at Christmas time. The odd handwritten note. So I'm not saying that we should all go out and hire a clubhouse in order to do exactly what Lexus do. What I am saying is, as real estate salespeople, can we think like Lexus has thought? Can we do things to try and get raving fans as opposed to past clients? And that's been I'm not here to tell you exactly what those things are in your demographic, but I have started on my blog at www.glenntwiddle.com.au, and you can see the link at the start and end of this video. On the blog, I've started an interactive thing where you salespeople who watch this video can get on there and share your ideas. I'll get the ball rolling on that blog with a few ideas of my own. But get on there and cumulatively, and there'll be a very small percentage of salespeople out there in the world that actually do what I'm saying we're going to do. There'll be a very small, you'll be the only one in your area probably who listens to this and who takes these ideas on board. So get on the blog, pinch my ideas, share all each other's ideas, and collectively, the people who've seen this blog can be the Lexus of their area. With raving fans, instead of just past clients, raving fans who every time, and this is the metaphor I like to use, because it happened to me once, one of my clients was telling me, but it happened to me. So I like to use in metaphor what happened to me.
when the subject of